I think my faith is a part of who I am. So to me, it's not a separate compartment for me to come and visit.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the program. I'm sitting here with coach, author, podcaster, Royce King. Royce, thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you, Miguel, for having me. It's my pleasure.
Yes, ma'am. For those who are not familiar with the work you're doing, let them know about yourself.
Yeah, I have been in business since 1989. Gosh, it's been a long time, and have owned and operated a string of 12 different businesses. However, marketing is the love of my life. And so in 2014, I started copywriting, and it's grown into more of a full service content marketing agency. And I have a small team and a global client base. And so it's been fun to grow that from the beginning since 2014. And you mentioned I'm also a podcaster. I used to have a podcast several years back, and I'm launching one in April that is specifically faith-based. So taking a little detour from the business conversation that I have day in and day out to just really do something as a fun project.
Sometimes individuals enter into business, and business seems to be what wraps their whole life, and it almost becomes their identity. How do you maintain your faith and still be a business person?
I think my faith is a part of who I am. So to me, it's not a separate compartment for me to come and visit. Rather, it guides how I behave and treat people. It guides the choices I make, the clients that I say yes to. Just really is woven into the fabric of my business. And my faith is my personal faith and belief system. So while it's woven into the fabric of my business, I certainly don't push my faith on anyone. And I've worked with people who are the entire, total opposite of my faith, because it doesn't have a bearing on who I serve as to what they believe versus what I believe.
So you've been in business since 1989, and obviously technology and just the world in general that we live in has shifted. How have you known when to pivot in those moments that it required?
Oh gosh, marketing especially has taken such a drastic turn. I started marketing my business when it was print media and learning layout and design for trifolds or what a rack card was, and how to print, whether it be glossy or matte, right? So everything was print media back then, and it's evolved to become digital media, and now social media is changing the landscape. We used to be able to post a couple of times on Facebook and do static captions, and now we need a few times a day, and it's largely video driven. So marketing continues to evolve, and I know when it's time to pivot by watching trends evolve in the industries that I serve, and it's changed my offerings a great deal.
So when the year starts, most individuals establish either a New Year's resolution, or they establish these goals they want to accomplish during the year, or they set a one word, and this one word anchors everything they do in the year. On that spectrum, where do you lie? Are you more of a one word person, or are you more of a, resolution goal type of person?
Well, I'm very strategic. That's one of my top 5 strengths on the Strength Finders test. And so I like to keep things simple and have that 30,000 foot view. And I use two tools that help me guide my entire year. I use the Vision Traction Organizer from the EOS system, and it's just kind of a one-page sheet of goals to keep me focused on a few things instead of chasing rabbits throughout the year. And then I do choose a word, and I don't usually share that word because it's really an internal compass and encouragement for me to guide my year.
I know you mentioned you don't share the one word that you established for the year, but if you did have one word that encompassed your entire life's work, what would that word be?
It would be a phrase. It would be bucking the trend. You know, I like to do things differently in my personal life. I homeschooled my kids before that was common. And in business, I don't like the marketing tactics that I feel are misleading or deceptive. You know, I like us to be straight up and honest and not just follow a trend because it's a trend, but really buck the system and do things differently.
For those who are connected and want to get connected with you and everything you're doing, how could they do so?
Go to my website, threewatersmarketing.com, or the new website will be launched soon. If you're a faith-based entrepreneur, you are welcome to go to treasuredthemovement.com, and that will be launched in April along with the new podcast.
Awesome, Royce. Thank you so much for being part of the program.
Thank you, Miguel.